Have you ever played a survival game with tons of story, tons of weapons, and way too many wild dogs? Imagine if Minecraft and the Stalker series had a baby, and then gave it a gritty texture pack. That's what you get with StalCraft X. Let's take a look at the good stuff, the not so good stuff, and everything in between. Since StalCraft is an MMO, the first thing you do is make your character. Then you head into the tutorial. And honestly, the tutorial isn't very short. It took me over 10 minutes to get through it, plus a few more minutes of story before I could choose my faction. You get to pick between being a stalker and a bandit, and then you finally drop into the game. But right after that, there's another long chat with an NPC. Sure, the intro helps explain the story, but it feels like it could have been done much faster. After all that, you can finally team up with a friend. Adding my friend was simple. I sent the request, they accepted, done. Adding them to your squad is easy too, but there's something that you should keep in mind. First time I sent the invite, my friend was in the menu and didn't see it. After trying it again, they saw the prompt to hit Y, and this time it worked. If you happen to miss the invite, you can go into the notifications button in the menu and see the invite there. StalCraft gives you your first quest through your PDA. You can use it to make quests active and choose if you want to show them on your map. You'll get a bunch of quests right away, from talking to NPCs to finding items or taking out enemies. There are also special places on the map with NPC missions like bandit camps, help allies, or mutt dens. Helping allies, from what I saw, was helping them to fight off hordes of mutant dogs, which is also a lot like the mutt dens, but in that case you're on your own. Bandit camps have a handful of enemies that you need to eliminate, and in each of these scenarios, once you complete the mission, you receive a reward. When I first started StalCraft, I didn't think there would be much of a story, but I was totally wrong. Besides the introduction to the world, the NPCs have a lot to say. Almost every NPC in the safe zones gives you a quest or helps you move a quest forward, and that doesn't stop once you leave the safe zone. Out in the wild, there are tons of quests to find, and completing them will earn you rewards like rubles or gear. From what I've seen so far, there are a lot of weapons and a lot of items to collect. The gameplay feels kind of arcade-like. That's not a bad thing though. Sometimes it's fun to play a game that doesn't try to be super realistic. It lets you chill out and enjoy yourself. But be careful. If you run into a group of wild animals, things can get intense fast. I've had a few run-ins with them, and let's just say, not all of them ended well. You'll also come across anomalies, strange energy spots that can randomly remove you from existence, so make sure to watch your surroundings when you're exploring the wasteland. In my first few hours, I didn't run into any PvP fights. I think it's because I really wasn't in the right place, or my level wasn't high enough yet. That makes sense though, since most RPGs and MMOs give you time to learn before throwing you into the mix with real players. I'm assuming that if I continue to level up, PvP would become a bigger focus. So if you're hoping for instant PvP action, you might be a little let down. But if you like a slower start that gives you time to explore and learn, you'll probably enjoy it. Either way, StalCraft has a lot to offer. I know I'm only scratching the surface of this story. I could tell just by how many quests I got in the starting area, and even more popped up when I made it into the firehouse. And I still hadn't finished the first batch I was given. On top of that, the season pass in this game is like nothing I've ever seen. It has over 500 levels. Most games I've played only have around 100. So the fact that you can unlock that many items and play through that much story means that StalCraft gives you a ton of gameplay, especially for a free game. And the number of players proves it. No matter what time you log in, there are tons of people playing. When I logged on, there were nearly 7,000 players online, and the 24-hour peak was over 15,000. And something that I haven't really seen with other games before, at least not this dramatic, is the daily swing in players. If you're in the US, the most active time is in the morning. You might see anywhere from 14,000 to 16,000 players online. In the evening, that drops to around 3,000 or 4,000, but that's still a solid number. And over the past week, those numbers have stayed pretty steady. Looking at the bigger picture, each season in StalCraft lasts 90 days, and the player count seems to rise and fall as people finish the content. But overall, the game seems to be gaining more players than it's losing, which is a great sign if you're thinking about sticking with it long term. I've already mentioned the story a few times, but I'm bringing it up again because I really enjoyed it. It pulled me in enough that I wanted to keep exploring and see what else the world had to offer. I like talking to different NPCs, running quests, and just seeing what was out there. And speaking of exploring, the world has this creepy, eerie feeling to it. Even in the daytime, everything looks kind of dark and dingy. It makes you feel like danger could pop up at any second. And honestly, a lot of times it does. Sometimes I'd just be walking along and out of nowhere mutant animals would attack. They can be tough if you're not ready. I died a few times before I figured out that if I just paid more attention to my surroundings, I could avoid or outrun some of them. Though I'll admit, I think I got lucky a few times too. You also have to watch out for anomalies in StalCraft. These are weird energy spots that can mess you up fast if you're not paying attention. So yeah, watch your step out there. Now let's talk about gunplay. It's awesome. I didn't try every weapon, but the ones that I used were super fun to shoot. The guns feel more arcade-like, which I actually enjoyed. It makes the game easier to jump into, especially in a world that can be pretty tough. Instead of stressing about gun recoil or the perfect loadout, you can focus more on the story, the gameplay, and the action around you. It helps keep the game fun instead of feeling like a grind, especially for new players. Another thing I liked, the game is really easy to navigate. Your PDA comes with a map, which is always helpful, but there are also markers in the world that guide you to quests and NPCs. This means that you're never stuck wondering what to do next. Whether it's picking up a quest, clearing a bandit camp, or helping your allies, there's always something to do. And that's something a lot of MMOs and RPGs don't always get right. Earlier I said I didn't find PvP right away in StarCraft, for better or for worse. Honestly, it's an RPG. I'm not usually looking for PvP at the start. I just want to learn the game, enjoy the story, and figure things out first. But not everyone plays that way, so if you want PvP from the very beginning, this might not be the game for you. But if you're more into exploring and getting into PvP later, I think you'll really enjoy it. Now, let's talk about the item shop. If StarCraft X is your main game and you want to support the devs, I don't think there's anything wrong with spending money. But I'll be honest, some of the prices feel a bit too high. Like, a single weapon skin could cost anywhere from $22 to $30. Yes, some skins come in bundles that are a better deal, but it's still kind of expensive. It's frustrating to see digital stuff keep going up in price. These aren't real items and they don't benefit your gameplay, but in the end it's your choice. You decide if it's worth it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Would you pay these prices for cosmetics in this game? Overall, there wasn't much to dislike about this game. I actually had a ton of fun playing it. The story felt a little slow at first, but once I started talking to NPCs, I wanted to learn more about the world. Each quest didn't feel like just another boring fetch quest. Instead, they felt like they mattered to the story, and they made me want to keep playing. I found myself excited to meet new NPCs and uncover the mysteries around me. Considering that StarCraft is a free-to-play survival game and offers so much to do, I can definitely see myself coming back to it. There's still a ton of story I haven't uncovered and lots of gear and weapons I haven't even tried yet. If you decide to check out StarCraft, you'll have hours of fun and you won't need to spend a single dime. And that's ultimately why StarCraft X gets a 9 out of 10, placing it in S tier. If you're thinking about trying StarCraft X, I've added links to the store page in the description. If you like this video or agree with the A tier rating, hit that like button. If you have a free-to-play game that you'd like me to review, or if you plan to play StarCraft X, let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to click the video link on your screen, because the next game might be your new favorite.